Hi, my name's Tyler, aka Thrifts and Tangles. Happy 2024. I don't know if you just heard my shoulder crack. Let's just act like that didn't happen. But we are going to be talking about 2024 trends and predictions, specifically in sustainability. As you know, sustainability is really a hot topic these days, whether it's through people greenwashing, pretending to be sustainable, or it's through companies actually trying to do better for people and the planet. I love that sustainability is trending, but I'm curious to see what is going to actually happen in 2024. So in this video, I am going to go over some reputable surveys like Apartments Therapy, Whole Foods has a surveys, ThredUp. We're gonna go over Pinterest predicts. And then we're going to dive into some of my personal observations and personal predictions. And then we're going to go into timeless sustainability trends. Let's start with the Apartments Therapy survey. I love Apartments Therapy. I feel like they're my go-to resource to kind of see like what's trending in home decor. They are predicting that comfy, cozy, English cottage vibes are in. What does that mean exactly? It means that people are going to be really diving into vintage shopping more, maybe antiquing more, even thrifting for vintage furniture. Comfy, cozy cottage vibe. Like I imagine a grandma's kind of home with like lots of woods, but they're saying a lot of things that are trending right now or they're predicting to come into style are vintage antique furniture. They also said lots of cozy books, like maybe secondhand books, just filling a space. Like they're kind of moving away from the more minimalist vibes and more into the lived-in home, grandma, comfy, cozy vibe. So they also say for furniture to be on the lookout for antique glassware. That's huge. That's been in a lot of the home decor magazines recently, and I feel like we're just gonna see more of it in 2024. Also, vintage mirrors. And I think vintage mirrors are super unique. They're away from like that very basic IKEA style, like white mirror. They have more of a pizzazz to it. But I also feel like if you get a vintage mirror or even a secondhand mirror, it's a lot cheaper. Like, I don't know why mirrors are so expensive in store. Like what comes to mind is there's a mirror that everyone has, like the Anthropology, and it's huge and it's beautiful, but it's like $1,000. So I feel like more people want that vibe, but they want it to actually be vintage and not spend a ton of money on it. Not to say vintage is cheap, because sometimes vintage finds are very expensive, but I have found so many amazing mirrors at the thrift store, and you probably can too if you are wanting to dive into this 2024 trend. The next thing Apartments Therapy said that I thought was interesting is that they think that we're going to move away from gallery walls. So gallery walls were like a lot of little pieces and pictures made up like a beautiful, I don't know, artwork vibe above a couch or a bed. They said we're gonna see a lot more people embracing like one large piece of art. And of course they mentioned vintage art. So I was like, this is really cool that vintage is on the rise. I'm hoping that doesn't skyrocket prices at the thrift store or at the vintage stores. It probably will, unfortunately, but it's cool to see that people are actually wanting to buy pieces that were pre-loved and just not wanting to buy new for everything. And it adds to that uniqueness in the home. So here's the takeaway for you. If you want to adopt some of these home predictions of 2024 trends that Apartments Therapy shared, you can check out Facebook Marketplace. They have an amazing selection of items for very good prices, and you can search for exactly what you're looking for. You can look for antique glassware, you can look for vintage mirrors, like you can look for all those things in your local area. And they ship too, which is cool. Another option is there are hotel auction sites. So I'm originally from Vegas. I was like, the hotels have really cool decor, and they're always auctioning them off. So if you can find an hotel auction site in your area, check that out. You might be surprised by some of the pieces you might find for a good price. Moving on to Pinterest predicts trends, or Pinterest predictions. I don't know why I couldn't say that. I have my phone right here just to go make sure I don't miss anything. Apparently, coffee stations are gonna be the new thing. Like bar carts were huge for a long time, but now coffee stations are in. I'd say look out for some used mugs at your local thrift store. There's always a cool selection of mugs. I also predict that there's going to be more vintage shoppers and secondhand shoppers. So if you haven't been thrifting yet, check out your local thrift store. They said a lot more people are just getting like away from the mainstream, away from fast fashion, and they're really embracing like a slower fashion mentality, and they're wanting to find really unique pieces for a good price point. So it makes sense that vintage shopping and secondhand shopping is predicted to be on the rise. It's been on the rise for a while now. A lot of really big stores have been adopting secondhand. Like I'm pretty sure Walmart teamed up with ThredUp, which is an online secondhand shop. And they were selling used pieces in Walmart. Like they were doing it in a lot of big stores. I think they had it in JCPenney's and Macy's. Like this was a thing a few years ago, maybe even longer. So they said there's gonna be more focus on food sustainability. So cooking with scraps and really utilizing all of the food you have in your kitchen, because inflation is just ridiculous. The prices are so high right now. So people are really going to want to make the food they have last longer and get the most out of their food, which that's good. Reducing food waste is good. And then another thing Pinterest predicted is that more people are going to do like fun DIY crafts with scrap fabric and making like quilts and clothes and like just really embracing their style and creativity and like just making their own DIY stuff. So I'm not a big DIYer. I try to do DIY projects and then I get really stressed and then I'm like, oh, why did I do this? And then 3 hours later, I get like something beautiful out of it. But DIY stuff is not for me. But if it's for you, now is the time. 2024 is the time to do your DIY project. So then Whole Foods predicted that people are really wanting to embrace a more plant-based diet and they want not processed foods. They don't want the impossible meat. They want like actual whole foods. I feel like a lot more people are probably going to check out their local farmers markets. They're going to actually be trying like new recipes. And like Pinterest said, they're going to be using like, let's say mushrooms are really big right now according to Whole Foods. They're going to be finding different ways to make new dishes and make their mushrooms go a longer way. So it was really cool to see that food sustainability is becoming a thing. And I was even trying to do research for this video and I checked out what was going on at COP28. That's like this conference that they focus on sustainability and climate change and just the future of our planet. And they make like an accord or agreement with all the nations who are involved. That's my very bad explanation of COP28. But even at COP28, this was the first time they've ever had vegan foods offered at COP28. And it's the first time I believe that they really focused on food sustainability as well. So even at this huge climate conference that they've had for quite a while, they've never really focused on food sustainability. So there was some content regarding that too. So, okay, those are all the reputable sources and surveys and trends that we found online. Let's dive into the thrifts and tangles predictions. Okay, so I predict that people are going to be more into physical media. So I'm sure you've seen a lot of people are sick of paying for these streaming services. They're like, Netflix has nothing to offer. Listen, I watch Tubi all day. Tubi is free. Tubi has some amazing, like crazy, like black movies where like everyone is getting like, I don't even know, like it's twists and turns, everyone is scandalous. So I watch Tubi for free, but like I don't even watch my Netflix subscription really. And people are annoyed that they're having to pay for Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, Amazon Prime. Like there's so many and it adds up and it kind of comes out to be the same price as cable, which we are trying to move away from. So people are really annoyed. So with that being said, I feel like more people are going to go back to physical media. Specifically, when I go thrifting, I see so many people buying DVDs specifically, and like they're choosing exactly what they want to have in their collection. So that way, you know, you always have something you can own, you can watch, and you can cancel your subscription. So I think we're going to see a lot more people going back to watching DVDs and kind of watching their own collection of movies. Yeah, check out the thrift store for DVDs. They have an amazing selection. Kind of piggybacking off of that point, I don't know if you know, but the library has DVDs and Blu-rays and a lot of amazing media. And they also have books, of course, and they have CDs and all these cool things. But I've been seeing a lot of content creators talking about getting a library card. And I've been hearing this conversation a lot on social media about, hey, did you know your library had this? Did you know your library had that? So I think because of that, a lot more people are going to be signing up for library cards and actually going to the library. And I was like, that's really cool. I always have grown up just going to the library and all that stuff. So I am really excited to see people saving money by going to the library and just utilizing some of those free resources in your community. I think we're going to see more digital detoxes. I'm personally on a like kind of digital detox right now. I deleted Instagram, TikTok, my email, which that's not like social media, but I deleted a lot of the apps off of my phone, and I said if I want to use these apps, I'm going to use it from my computer, but I don't grab from my computer as often, so I'm not going to be just endlessly scrolling. And I feel like having a digital detox is sustainable because it just is good for your mental health. It's good for like your life in general. Like go out and do a different activity besides mindlessly scrolling. And I really do enjoy social media, and I think social media has its benefits. I've been on social media for a long time. I'm a MySpace kid. I love social media, but I think lately it's just been really overwhelming, and like I don't have a healthy habit with social media, and I'm sure many other people don't either. So I think people are kind of realizing this and realizing the addiction to social media, and they're going to kind of take a step back, which I'm throwing this into the sustainability video because I think it's good for your mental health, and I think taking care of your mental health is sustainable. I think we're going to see a lot more secondhand shops popping up, specifically secondhand retail, like online shops. So right now we have like ThredUp, Verstar Collective, I think they're called, Tradesy, Poshmark. Like there's a few, but I think we're going to see even more pop up. And I think more stores are going to start doing like take back programs or like a secondhand selling program. For example, Hannah Anderson, they make like cute like mommy and me clothes, like baby clothes. They have it where you can sell your pre-loved Hannah Anderson clothes and people will buy them online at a discount. Patagonia has Worn Wear, I believe it's called, where you can shop secondhand Patagonia. So I think a lot more big name retailers are going to be starting programs like this where they like create a platform where you can sell their old clothes and, you know, keep it in a circular fashion cycle, which is good for the companies because they can make money without having to utilize new resources. Like they can make money off of a clothing item they sold 5 years ago. And I think a lot of companies realize people are wanting to buy secondhand more, and they're more conscious about how they're spending, and they don't want to just buy items on sale. They want to buy like pre-loved items, so they want to get a discount that way. Okay, a few more predictions. So I'm gonna take a break really quick. Let me know in the comments below, what do you predict for 2024 in sustainability? Have you agreed with anything I've said thus far? Let me know your thoughts. Pause for a second so we can have a discussion in the comments, and let's get back into the predictions. I think more people are going to get into mending their clothes and tailoring their clothes. I've seen a lot of people talking about this online, like they are like, oh, I went to the tailor for the first time. And I have a bag of clothes that I'm ready to take to the tailor, but something in me feels nervous. I've never been to a tailor. I don't know what to expect, but I am going to go in 2024. If you have anything that doesn't fit quite right, maybe go to your local tailor, give it a try. Let me know if you did. I'm sure the piece will look amazing once it's all said and done. And unfortunately, I was like, let me just say, we're gonna see more greenwashing because vintage shopping, sustainability, everything like thrifting, all this stuff is on the rise. We're gonna see more brands just trying to make some easy cash, throwing things on their packaging saying, oh, we're green, we're clean, we're blah, 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 and not backing it up with any proof. So if you are interested in figuring like how to identify greenwashing, meaning basically a brand is making something seem green when it's not, they're just using all the language to seem green, but they're like, no, we're not actually green, but we're lying and pretending we are, so you'll buy our product. If you want to know how to identify greenwashing, let me know. I'll do a video on that. Okay, and then timeless sustainability trends is use what you already have, shop secondhand first. So, okay, really it's first, use what you have, shop secondhand second, but that doesn't sound as good, that's not as catchy. So yeah, shop secondhand if you need to get something like new to you. Spending time in nature is always a good idea. It's always great to embrace our beautiful planet Earth. Do some of that this year in 2024. Go for a hike, go for a walk, go to a park, even just step outside your front door and take in some air, go back inside. Like just get some sunshine, get some fresh air if you don't have sunshine. Just go outside for a second. The 5 R's are always sustainable: refuse, reuse, recycle, reduce, and rot. So do all of those things. and you'll be good to go. You will be living a more sustainable lifestyle, more mindful lifestyle if you embrace those things. All right, so those are the 2024 sustainability predictions. Let me know what you agreed with, what you disagreed with. Let's have a discussion in the comments down below. And I thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.